Hi, it's me again. And yes, I said I am not boycotting Captain Marvel, and I will eventually see it because I did find it sailing the seven seas yesterday. I'm just waiting for it to dry because I plucked it out of the water. But on a side note, before I start the video, it's funny, all these people who were telling others like, don't go see the movie and that, all of them but one has actually not gone and seen the movie themselves. All the other ones have gone out and say, well, we need to go review it because people are expecting us to review it. Yeah, but if you're telling people not to watch it, you shouldn't watch it yourself. It's like the main Geeks and Gamers host, Jeremy. He's a man of his word. He's telling people don't watch it, and he's not doing it himself. But that's beside the point. I'm not telling people to watch it or not. I am not. As I said in my other video, I am not boycotting the film personally. It's just I don't watch Marvel movies in theaters. And Captain Marvel is a Marvel movie. But let's get to the topic at hand. The reason why I am saying Silver Bullet is because Rotten Tomatoes is a monster. How giant it is. Everybody uses it. People are constantly saying how, oh, the movie got a rotten on Rotten Tomatoes. It must be garbage. That's a normal conversation with people talking about movies. All the online people use it when they're talking about the digital copies. When you buy a movie on Vudu, Rotten Tomatoes score is there. When you used to buy it on Ultraviolet, Rotten Tomatoes score is mentioned. When you see a movie on Xfinity, a Rotten Tomatoes score is mentioned. So they have gotten large, but this might be the thing that kills it. Because they are no longer listening to people. They are no longer allowing regular people to voice their opinions. First, they got rid of their forum area where people could actually talk and say, hey everybody, let's start this is the main Last Jedi thread. Everybody come here and talk about it. Don't spoil the movie for anybody else. And everybody came and talked about it and said, oh, I didn't like this. I like this part. I hated this part. I thought Rian Johnson was a decent enough director, but the writing could have used some work. Stuff like that. I'm just using Last Jedi as a reference. Because, you know, they had every movie. Like Galaxy Quest, Casablanca. They had people talking about everything on that thing. But they closed it because they didn't want, quote-unquote, trolls. In other words, people were saying things that they didn't like. Because they weren't really trolling because the actors aren't obviously going there. And if people were saying how that person didn't act well in this thing, a lot of them come up and say, well, you know, he just didn't have anything to work with. It's like, a lot of people will say they didn't like Hayden Christensen's acting in Attack of the Clones. But then they would go and say they loved him in Shattered Glass. He was a great actor there. He really shined. And it must have just been the writing and that made him bad. And the directing. Same thing of Brie Larson. She's obviously won an Oscar. And for that movie about the woman who was locked away in a room with her son for all those years. I don't really know just of it because I don't really watch Oscar films. And I haven't actually watched Oscar films in years. I only started watching it last year because of the review purposes of this channel. So, yay, I guess. But they're now saying how she's a bad acting in this particular film. She might do better in Endgame, so you never know. It's like people didn't really like Batman vs. Superman very much, but they loved Wonder Woman. The exact same actress played Wonder Woman in both movies. It could just be directing. Only time will tell. But Rotten Tomatoes then decided to change their entire website to remove the do you want to see because everybody on the side that wants Captain Marvel to succeed and are using this for their side of the culture war were confusing the fact that it wasn't actually reviews. It was just people saying they want to see the movie, they don't want to see the movie. Here's the reason why I want to see this movie. It's like, I want to see Detective Pikachu because the trailers were funny and it made me laugh, and I love I love Ryan Reynolds, and he's my favorite actor, and I love Pokemon since I was a baby. Or I don't want to see it because it looks stupid and I hate Pokemon. Like that. And it had no effect on the movie's rating overall. It's just either people who want to see it, or people who don't want to see it. People who don't want to see it cannot review the movie. Once they review the movie, their want to see thing disappears, because I had stuff on there. It's like I didn't want to see Melissa McCarthy movies because I really despised Mike and Molly. and she was obviously Molly in Mike and Molly. But then I ended up watching a couple of those videos back when I actually used Rotten Tomatoes, like, I don't know, God, probably 2010 is when I stopped. And I just started posting my reviews on my own personal stuff like Facebook, and when I used Twitter, I shared it on there. But, and then when I clicked, okay, I finally watched it, here's the review, the thing I wrote about why I didn't want to watch the movie was deleted. And then they are going, and then it was announced that they don't actually add people's 1- and 2-star reviews to an overall rating for a movie. Or they weren't going to add it for Captain Marvel. And it's like, but what if a movie honestly deserves a 1 star? It's like the Kirk Cameron Saves Christmas. The movie has a 0. No one likes that movie. The movie was freaking garbage. But if it was Captain Marvel, you could, let's say it's like the exact same script, just put this name on it, you would not be able to give it a 0 star, even though everybody in the world agrees it's a 0 star, because they don't want that. They're protecting it. Then, after the movie actually did come out, and people did go see it, because it had a big opening weekend, so obviously a lot of people have seen it, and they went to review it, their reviews are being deleted. And reviews that are like giving the movie like a C are being deleted. Obviously, the 1-star reviews that have no comments are being deleted because, you know, that probably is just the troll bots who are just doing that because they don't want to do it. They're not going to see the movie. They just leave, you know, a 1-star review of no comments. But if you have a 2.5-star review and you have like almost a page worth of stuff, and then your review gets deleted, obviously there's something wrong with that because you're not a troll. You spent like a good 20 minutes writing your review and your thoughts on the movie, and then it gets dumped. I'm using it as an example because some people have had their stuff deleted and have proof of their stuff being deleted because of the Wayback Machine, showing how their thing was posted, how long it was, what they said. You can just Google this real quick. And then YouTube, of all things, oh, people, give me a moment, people. Is altering the algorithm so that if you type in Captain Marvel, you don't see the more popular videos of people saying how they didn't like the movie, or people talking about the controversy around the film and the culture war of the movie. You'll see people who gave the film glowing reviews, even if the person admits in the thing that, you know, the movie didn't work as well for me as, say, Captain America, Winter Soldier, or Ragnarok, but I feel I have to give it a proper review and a high rating because it's like, no, the movie sucks. The movie sucks. It's like, I'm a quote-unquote DC fanboy, and I'll admit that the theatrical version of Batman vs. Superman and Suicide Squad weren't very good. I'd much rather watch the director's cut of BVS, and I haven't watched Suicide Squad since it came out on Blu-ray when I bought the Steelbook for it. I watched it once and never watched it again. I don't feel a need to. But I would still love to see David Ayer's original movie before the trailer company recut it. And with Endgame, I'd be one of those people that, even though I do not like Marvel, like I have said this multiple times in multiple videos, I would love to see both versions of the films that have been made, the non-Captain Marvel version and the Captain Marvel version, the one where she saves the day and proves how she's going to be the leader of the Avengers, and then the one that, you know, she's in the background and she just happens to be there. That's what all the reshoots were. They were reshoots to show, like, Captain America, Hawkeye, Black Widow doing what Captain Marvel had originally been placed in the movie for. Because they said Captain Marvel and the more minor characters. Who's more minor than the two humans with no powers? That's why I guessed Hawkeye and Black Widow. So, what do you think about this whole thing? Do you think that Rotten Tomatoes is going to be event like by next year? Could they be irrelevant? They already are irrelevant in a lot of circles. It's like I don't even bother with them unless I'm bashing them because it's fun. It's like I'm gonna make another video about Rotten Tomatoes replacement and how it's already been made and it's already thriving. Now the next video up, which will be sometime like either tomorrow or later today. And hey, have a good one. And sorry about the noise. This is technically a car video like Jeremy does because I am driving around in a car because, oh, backstory. My job that I am paid is to drive around a parking lot all night long from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. to protect the cars from being stolen. And in all honesty, if the car is stolen, I'm not even supposed to do anything except for make a report that it happened. And it's for insurance purposes. So really, I'm just an insurance guy. But I sit in a car and I don't do any paperwork. And nothing has ever been stolen on my watch, I'm happy to say. Have a good one. And expect the Captain Marvel review in, I don't know, sometime next week.